Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the grand opening, inaugural event, and YouTube world premiere of our diecast racing track. The crew's been working diligently to get things ready for tonight's event. It's time to start calibrating our team of cars. Tonight we start with the lightweights, the under 31 grams class. Let's check out the cars that'll be in tonight's event. In race 1, you got the gray Bone Shaker versus the 68 Plymouth Barracuda Formula S. In race 2, you got the black Bone Shaker versus Forward Force. Up next is the green Bone Shaker versus the blue Mod Rod. In race 4, you got Maximum Leeway, the late model versus the 80s Firebird Gold Hot Ones. In race 5, it's the F1 Racer versus the McLaren Speedtail. In race 6, we have another 68 Plymouth Barracuda Formula S. This time it's a green one versus the Rip Rod. And race 7, we have a 1968 Mazda Cosmo Sport versus the red Bone Shaker. And here's our lineup for tonight. How this works is we'll run each car in each lane one time. Fastest time wins. If they have the same time, the biggest beat will win. And this is what we all came to see. Here's race 1, the gray Bone Shaker on the inside versus the 68 Plymouth Barracuda Formula S on the outside. And go. 1969 to a 2018. Alright, they're switched around to re-rack. 1969 is the time to beat. Mark, set, go. 1967 by the Bone Shaker. He's moving on. Okay, race number 2, the black Bone Shaker versus Forward Force. Mark it, set, go. And it's the black Bone Shaker in 1968. And we switched them up. Can Forward Force beat Bone Shaker's 1968? On your mark, get set, go. 1948, he does. He's moving on. Race 3, we got the green Bone Shaker versus the blue Mod Rod. On your mark, get set, go. The green Bone Shaker, 1974. They're switched around. 1974 is time to beat. Ready, set. 1973, the green Bone Shaker's moving on. Okay, race 4, Maximum Leeway versus the 80s Firebird. Go. Firebird gets it, 1956 to a 2014. Okay, they're switched up. 80s Firebird had a 1956 last lap. Can Maximum Leeway catch up? Oh, 1939. Race 5, we have the F1 Racer versus the McLaren Speedtail. Ready, set, go. Speedtail, 1936. Okay. Next pass. Ready, set, go. Speedtail's pretty fast, 1928. He's moving on. Next up is the green 68 Plymouth Barracuda versus the Rip Rad. Can that Barracuda stay in and take on all those Bone Shakers? We'll find out. Go. 1989. Okay, the lanes are switched. The Rip Rod had a 1989. Ready, set, go. 1954 by the Plymouth. He gets it and he's moving on. Okay, final race of round one. Got the Mazda going against the red Bone Shaker. And the Mazda keep one of them Bone Shakers out. Oh, red Bone Shaker, 1964. Mazda's got to beat a 1964 to stay in it to round two. Can he do it? No. 1958. The red Mod Rod's moving on to round two. Okay, we conferred with the track owner here, and we have an odd number of cars going to the second round. So he says fastest lap, car with the fastest lap will get a bye in round two. That's Herb the Cat. All right, the cars that are out are along the back row there. The ones that are advancing are out front. In race one of round two, we're going to have the gray Bone Shaker versus the black Bone Shaker. Race two, you got the green Bone Shaker versus that red Firebird. And race three, you'll have the Plymouth versus the red Bone Shaker. And like we mentioned before, Herb says that McLaren gets the pass on the round two for the fastest lap. Alright folks, everybody's in their place and ready for round two. But first, got a pair of Bone Shakers, the gray one versus the black one in round one. Who's moving on? Pretty close. The gray one's got it at 1962. 1962 is the time to beat. Here we go, ready, set. 1964 by the black one, that's not good enough. Gray one moves on. Next up, green Bone Shaker against the Firebird. Your mark it set. Ooh, that was close. Firebird gets it 1968. Alright, 1968, it's time to beat. On your mark, get set. Firebird, 1938. He's moving on. And the last race of round two. The green Plymouth versus the red Bone Shaker. Ready, set? Bone Shaker, 1967. Okay, in the second run, Bone Shaker versus the Plymouth. Bone Shaker, 1955. First up in round three, we have the gray Bone Shaker versus the Firebird. Ready, set? Go. Firebird, 1961. Lanes are switched. 1961 is the time to beat. Ready, set? 1936, the red Firebird's going to the finals. Okay, who's it going to be in the finals against the red Firebird? Maybe Bone Shaker or McLaren Speedtail. Bone Shaker wins the first one with a 1957. Alright, McLaren Speedtail's got one more chance. Can he do it? There's the Bone Shaker going on to the finals. Ready, set? McLaren with a 1943. He'll meet the Firebird in the finals. Alright, there's your final two cars. Before we find out who the winner is, we're going to run off those Bone Shakers and see who's number 3 and who's number 4. Alright, for the third spot in the rankings, what's it going to be, red or gray? Ooh, close. What is that? Gray, 1965. The first run was close. The gray Bone Shaker had a 1965 to the red Bone Shaker's 1967. On your mark, get set. Go. 1955. The red Bone Shaker takes it. Alright, this is the top spot. Firebird versus McLaren. Mark it set. Go. Firebird takes the first lap with 1954. Alright, can the McLaren come from behind again? On your mark, get set. 1952 he does. And he takes it. And there we go, our under 31 gram cars are calibrated. We got that McLaren Speedtail on top, and then the gold Hot Ones Firebird, and that red Bone Shaker, gray Bone Shaker, and then I just went by fastest times down there at the bottom, and then you got the Plymouth and the green Bone Shaker. Thanks for watching.